It's the Fairfield County Championship Conference, live from Boyle Stadium in Stamford. Danbury High versus Trumbull. With all the action, here is Paul Baker, Aiden the Jamie, and Jim Dingy.
How you doing, football fans? Paul Baker along with Abe the Jamie, George Repko, and Jimmy Dingy at the Boyle Stadium site of the championship ball game. This is the one for all the marbles in the FCAC. This is the game they shoot for from the very first part of the season to this ball game today. For Trumbull, it will have no effect on their rating in the state tournament, the ball game which will come up on December 4th. For Danbury, it will have no effect. Danbury cannot make it to the state tournament regardless of the outcome of this ball game. More about that and about the starting lineups and other news in just a moment. The pregame show is brought to you today by the Barden Corporation of Park Avenue, Danbury, and by Danbury. Here's Abe the Jamie for the play-by-play here in the first half. Abe, you've got the honors, and you've got a man ready to kick, and Danbury will receive.
Mike Vittorio, number 40, will kick off, and here he comes forward. Mike Stone and Richie Green as a deep man. It's a short kick. Bouncing to the sideline, it's going to go out of bounds at about the 30-yard line, and we might have a kick over depending on what Danbury chooses. It's spotted at the 32-yard line, where it goes out of bounds. That's an illegal procedure call, and we'll kick it over. Went off the side of his foot and got just over the 35 down to the 32, and it rolled out of bounds. Danbury let it roll. They'll take a kick again, and this time they'll be kicking from the 35. Richie Green and Mike Stone will be the deep men. They'll stand back now on about the 15-yard line. So we'll kick it all over as we're starting just underway. No time elapsed on the clock. Nobody touched the ball. It doesn't start until a Danbury man picks the ball up or touches the ball. Number 40, Mike Vittorio, senior running back, will do the kicking. Crowd still coming into this ballpark. It's the Fairfield County Conference Championship. Vittorio signals he's ready. Approaches the ball. The boot, this time end over end. It's going to be Richie Green at the 10. Drops it, picks it up. 15, 20, 25. Forward to the 29, rolls to the 30. They're going to spot it just inside the 30-yard line. Nose of the ball on the 30. First and 10 for Danbury from there. So coming in now is off the bench Kenny Baxter and number 14 Bruce Michalak. And Danbury's first shot on offense will take place in just a couple of seconds. Richie Green, along with Chris Durkin, will be the setbacks. They go to the wing. We've got the wing slotted to the right. That's Evans. Michalak coming, rolling out to the left side. Michalak trying to get across the 30. Gets back to the 30, 31-yard line, and that's it. Pickup of 1. He is brought down by number 67, Davey Walsh. Also in there, number 24. That's Joe Marcus, junior defensive back. So it's a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 with the ball at the 31-yard line. Bruce Michalak taking off to Richie Green, who headed to the right side, and Bruce rolled to the left. Couple of defenders for Trumbull, shut him off, and he got just about a yard. He had to earn that. Again, we've got the wing. This time the slot is left. Evans, the pitch is out to Green. A flag on the play. Green across the 30, 35 to the 40, 45. Nobody's going to get him. He's going all the way, but there's a flag on the play. There is a flag on the play. Let's see if it's against Danbury or against Trumbull. Let's see what the call will be.
I think it's offside against Trumbull.
It's going to be offside against Trumbull. Danbury scores. It is 6-0. Richie Green on a 69-yard run, right side for the touchdown. Talk about explosive action, Jim Dingy. We've got it.
Well, they took it to him. That's their bread and butter. They've been doing that well all year long. Richie Green's the man to watch today, and he showed it to him on the second play from scrimmage.
Paul Baker, one important key. We've said it during the week a couple of times. Team that strikes first, strikes quick, is going to put the other team on the defensive. Dougie Elliott will boot.
He gets outside, boy. He's just going to kill you.
Nobody got a shot at him. The snap, the touchdown, the kick. It is up. It is good. Danbury leads 7-0.
Home improvements are cost no contest.
They spot it up now, and Chris Durkin comes over to talk to Greg Holmes. And back he'll come to the far outside. All right, now we're set to go. Ball drops off the tee again. I guess they're going to have to hold it.
Yep.
And Richie Green's going to go out there and hold it. No, Greg says he wants to set up alone if he can.
Try it once more.
Second time, and that's it. Okay, Greg is ready. He comes forward. The boot, it's a short kick. It gets over the 40. Rolls to the 30, to the 35. It's picked up right there by Greg Myers. Myers heading to the outside, gets back to the 28. Loose ball! Loose ball, Danbury recovers at the 30-yard line. Danbury recovers at the 30-yard line. Chris Durkin with the recovery. Danbury's ball, 1st and 10. Listen to that Danbury crowd go wild. Breaks. Jerry McDougal said it. If you make a mistake and the other team takes advantage, that's going to decide a ball game. So far, Danbury has earned its touchdown on a beautiful 69-yard run by Richie Green. Now they've recovered a fumble. Out of the eye, Durkin the up back, Green the deep back, slot is left. The give, the fake. Michaelak back. He throws complete to Evans inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line. He's stopped there by number 21, Dave Cullen, senior defensive back. It'll be 1st down, Danbury at the 12, at the 17-yard line. Closer to the 18, we'll call it 17, 1st and 10 to go. Danbury coming out strong, 10:51 left to go in the first period. This time they go to the wing. The slot is to the left side. Michaelak pitches out to Richard Green, right side. He has to come back in. He can't get to the line of scrimmage. He's brought down, and a flag is thrown on the play.
Face mask.
There's a face mask violation as Paul picked it up. Richie lost 3 yards on the play, but it's going to be face mask against Trumbull. That's what happens, Paul. When you hit him quick, frustration sets in.
Move it to the 10.
They are going to move it down to the 10-yard line. It will be 1st down and about 2nd down. I guess it came during the play. Right you are. It'll be, well, they still got one up there. They still got 1st down. And Mr. Pugh says 1st down, so let's see.
Right, 1st and 3. That's my error.
1st and 3. It is going to be 1st and 3. I thought it was after the play. Michaelak pitches back. Green coming around the left side. Cuts in. Gets to the 5. To the 4. Rolls forward to the 3. Let's see where they spot it. It'll be 1st and goal to go for Danbury from the 4-yard line. They spot it at the 4. 1st and goal for Danbury.
Brian Repley threw a hell of a block.
Pardon me.
Well, you get carried away a little bit.
Carried away early, right?
You didn't hear that one yet this year, did you, didn't you?
All right, substitution defensively for Trumbull. Going out of the ball game across the way is Ray Caginello, number 14. This time out of the eye. Up back is Durkin, deep back is Green. The kid is to Green, straight ahead. He gets a yard, and that's it. If he got that. In to stop him quickly. Looks like number 73, and that's John de Blasio. John de Blasio stops him. They lost about a foot on the play. Back with the tail end of the ball at the 5-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down, and let's call it 5 for the touchdown. 9:40 left to go in the first period. Danbury leading 7-0 on a 69-yard run by Richie Green. Wing, right side to Green. Green cutting back to the inside. Gets to the 3. And he stopped right there.
This is some awfully tough yardage that Danbury's picking up now. They've got a tremendously big defensive line in there for Trumbull, and when you get down inside the 5-yard line like this, there's not that much room to maneuver, and you've got to go right at him.
Number 12, Tim Milhouse, a linebacker and backup quarterback, put the stop on Green at the 3-yard line. 3rd and goal from the 3. Dougie Elliott kicking his foot up here on the sideline. I wonder if he's going for the field goal.
I think they'll probably come with Michaelak, and if they get it in position, they could go for 3.
All right, we've got the wing, slot select. Michaelak on the roll, left side. Bowls forward to the 2, no more. Trumbull defense.
Here comes Elliott. Danbury's going to go for 3.
Danbury's going to go for the 3. I'm trying to think, Jim Dingy, over the year, we've seen Danbury go for the field goal.
I haven't seen him yet. I can't remember the last time.
I had.
No, not in our games either. So he'll have about a 22-yarder. Or actually, it's just like an extra point. At this point, it's at the 2-yard line. He will kick from the usual spot at the 10, so that's a 20-yard boot. The snap, the touch, the kick. It is up. It is good. Danbury leads 10-0.
Something new and a...
Greg Myers and George Sanders will be deep once again, standing at about the 15, 17-yard line. And once again, it'll be Greg Holmes kicking off for Danbury. 2nd time with Danbury leading 10-0, 8:20 left to go in the first period. Holmes all set. No, he stops now as the ball drops off the tee again. There is a breeze out there. We can't feel it. Matter of fact, we're working in short sleeves. They're going to try another tee. Bobby Dion comes out with a different tee this time. A little bigger tee, I guess.
You realize the game is 4 minutes old and Trumbull hasn't had the ball yet.
Exactly. The one kickoff Danbury had following their touchdown was fumbled on the kickoff, and Danbury recovered. All right, now Greg is ready. He's standing right at his 35-yard line, and he'll move from the 40. He comes forward. The kick is up. It is bouncing at the 35, down to the 30. Hits a man. Loose ball. Danbury may have it again.
Danbury's got it again.
They've got it again. Number 24 for Danbury, Al Guarino, comes up with the recovery. At the 30-yard line, it's going to be at the 27. Let's call it the 28-yard line. First and 10, Danbury. They're coming out strong. Danbury High School really bent up for this game. Call it the 28-yard line, first and 10 to go for Danbury. They lead 10-0.
They've been making their own breaks in this ball game, and if I was Trumbull right now, you'd have to be a little bit down. They've had everything going against them so far.
All right, we've got Mike Stone in there as the wing now to the left side. Danbury out of the wing team. Mike Lack on the draw.
Yep.
Goes straight ahead across the 25 to the 23. Procedure against Danbury. Procedure call against Danbury. That'll be brought back, and they'll probably take the 5 and bring it back to the 33-yard line, where it'll be first and 15 for Danbury. Turn of events, Trumbull has not gotten the ball as yet. It is back to the 33. Procedure, Danbury. It is procedure against Danbury. Timeout is going to be called by Danbury with the score. Danbury 10, Trumbull nothing. 8:10 left to go in the first. Rich Petty has come into the ball game. Mike Stone has come out. Danbury with the ball at the 33. It'll be first and 15 from there. And we'll make a call right here, Baker. Let's see if Danbury goes to the air on this next play.
Rich Petty filling in for Ralph Baldelli, declared ineligible this week, and he's going to be in there to run some of those pass routes.
All righty, Bruce Michalak breaks the huddle and brings the boys out. It's going to be Petty as the wingback this time. He will be a wingback, and Evans has moved to the wide receiver spot. Michalak on a fake, drops back to pass. Looks, he's got a lot of time. Now he has to get away from one man, two men. He's going to run the ball. He gets across the 30, inside to the 26, 27-yard line. Found no receivers open. Elected to run, and that's the value of a quarterback who can run the ball.
That's also a great offensive line that can give you a day and a half to throw the football or make up your mind. But, boy, he had a day and a half to throw. He just couldn't get anybody open. But that offensive line has done something.
He had enough time to sign autographs and take a shower. And we're with 8 minutes left to go in the first period. The ball is spotted at the 26-yard line. Let's call it second down and 8 to go from there. Second and 8. Evans comes to the near sideline to check with Gus Edwards. Back, and he goes. He'll take the call in. Clock is stopped, I guess, as he ran out of bounds at the 26. Michalak with Evans split left in time. Delay of the game is going to be called against Danbury. Delay of the game, they're going to take a 5-yard penalty. It'll bring him back to the 31-yard line. Back to the 31-yard line. And now it is going to be second down and about 14.
Jimmy, these are the mistakes, actually, which could startle you a little bit. They're so keyed up that a couple of minor mistakes could stall them a little bit.
Well, I think at this point, too, they've got good field position. They don't want to lose it right now.
Right. We've got Richie Green split wide now to the left, out of the shotgun as Michalak drops back. Here's Michalak back to throw. He's trying to get away from one man. Can't get away from him. In to bring him down is number 50, Kevin Collins, one of the tri-captains. And he is sacked back at the 38-yard line. Bruce Michalak is sacked at the 38-yard line. It'll be third down. And we've got long yardage, 15, almost 20 yards, just about 20 yards.
I think this would be a good spot for a screen pass. They're in a good position on the field. It's worked well for them this year. This was the pass that Richie Green ran for a touchdown in the closing minutes of that Greenwich game.
All right, Evans now will be split to the left side. We've got a man split to the right. That's a Mike Stone back into the shotgun. And then Michalak's going to run straight ahead. Up the middle he goes. Hits to the 30, inside to the 29-yard line. He's going to have a fourth down and about a 12 situation, or fourth and 11. Let's call it fourth down, 12 to go. Just went straight ahead, no fake, no nothing. Out of the old single wing. We call it shotgun, they used to call it the single wing. Straight up the middle. Fourth down, Evans comes wide to the right. Stone's going to go wide, Evans to the left, Stone to the right. Setbacks, Durkin and Green. Shifts back into the shotgun. Michalak is going to go left side behind some interference. He gets to the 35, and that's it as he's hit and brought down inside the 30, now at the 29-yard line. It will be Trumbull's ball to get the first shot at the ball with some 7 minutes and 29 seconds gone by. Trumbull will get its first shot from the 28-yard line, first and 10 to go for Trumbull. Well, Danbury's defense has had a pretty good rest, Paul Baker.
Yeah, they haven't played.
Right.
Can't get any more rest than that.
Although I think Gus has got more boys going both ways than Jerry has.
Yes, he has.
Chris Durkin's in there defensively. Schmiedel. All right, Dempsey's the quarterback. Double slot. A double slot with a single setback. That is Andrews. Back is Dempsey. Dempsey looking, rolling to the right. He's got room, gets back to the 30, 35. It's away from two men, gets out to the 38-yard line where he's brought down. They'll spot it at the just shy of the 39. It's going to be close to the first down. They're going to take a measurement. It looks like from this point, I'd say he just about made it, Paul Baker. We'll see.
Has shopping always been a chore? Make it easy by shopping at the store where customer convenience and quality foods are yours always. Deep's IGA, 45 North Street in Danbury, cares about its customers and makes it easy for you to shop. Wide aisles to avoid congestion, easy to reach display counters to avoid searching and hunting, several checkout counters to get you on your way quickly. All this in quality name brands, produce, and meats from their own meat department at prices that are lowest possible make shopping Deep's IGA Food Liner a pleasure. And, of course, make your next shopping trip a treat, not a chore. Shop at Deep's IGA Food Liner, and soon the newer, bigger, and more convenient Deep's IGA Food Liner will be here. Look for the opening of the new Deep's right next door. First down is 8.
At the 38, first and 10 to go for Trumbull. They go into a wishbone and then into the double slot again. Slot right, slot left. Single setback is Andrews. Number 42, back to pass is Dempsey. Looking. He's got time. Looks, throws deep to the sideline. Incomplete, intended for number 20. That's Tony Gallardi. And back there defending was Gary Welch, number 12. Ball thrown a little too far to the outside. It'll be incomplete. Second down and 10 to go from the 38-yard line. Somebody off the roof lost their scorecard, George. Well, their spotting chart must be breezy up there. It's a second and 10 at the 38. We've got 6:06 left to go in this first period. Danbury leading by a score of 10-0. 69-yard touchdown run by Richie Green. Fake to one, give to the other. That's Sean Talbot. And let's see if there's a loose ball on the play. A lot of scrambling around. It's down, though, at the 40-yard line. A pickup of 2. It'll be 3rd and 8, just over the 40. 3rd and 8 for Trumbull. Out of the ballgame on the far side is Bob Harvey. Replacing him, we assume, will be Larry McElroy, number 82. Yes, on the right side as the tight end. Wishbone, preliminary. Fakes to one man, fakes to two. Dempsey rolls left, looks. He loops one to the sideline. It is complete. Caught by number 42, Bernie Andrews. And he's pushed out of bounds. Let's see if it's enough for the first down. No, they ruled it was caught out of bounds. Caught out of bounds. It was caught out of bounds. It'll be 4th down and 8 back at the 40-yard line. Just over the 40. And going back for Danbury, Mike Stone and Richie Green, the twin safeties. Up short will be Gary Welch. Going back to do the punting is Sean Talbot. He's standing back on the 25. The snap. He kicks. It is coming to the right side. Richie Green. Big hop over his head. He's going to let it roll. He did not touch it. It's going to be down at the 20-yard line. It's going to be down at the 20-yard line by number 66, Lenny Siddo.
Oh, boy. The refs didn't see that one, but number 76 just took a wicked shot with his forearm to the head of number 51, and that would have cost him 15 yards and maybe an ejection if an official had seen it.
Number 51 of Danbury.
Number 51 of Danbury was just hit. Carl Leaders. Number 76 at Trumbull was the one that did the hitting.
And we've got Chris Durkin down on the 37-yard line, favoring his left leg, and timeout is going to be taken for that. Let's recap what happened here so far. Danbury into the ballgame is Rich Petty, number 30. He will replace Chris Durkin in that lineup. It's going to be Evans, Green, Stone, with Petty.
Stone the up-back.
Stone is the up-back. Michalak on the roll, right side. Michalak gets across the 20, back to the 25, close to the 20. They'll spot it at the 24-yard line. Pickup of close to 4 yards. It'll be second down. Let's call it 6. Well, it's 2nd and 6 as Evans checks on the sideline with Gus Edwards. All right, they use Petty that time as the slot back. Evans as the wide receiver. They'll mix it up. Mike Stone was the up back and Richie Green the deep back.
Chris may be going back in. He's standing up. He's being taped.
He's a tough young man. Out of the eye this time. Back, Michalak, the pass. He's being rushed. He looks, he throws to the sideline, incomplete.
Uh-oh.
And the closest man was Richie Green, but he wasn't that close.
He was in Danbury.
He dumped it off pretty good. So it'll be an incompleted pass. It'll be 3rd at about 6 yards, a long 6.
Well, you can 24. Yeah, he was heading in the right direction.
You're right. Yeah, that's a smart thing to do. Drop it off, or he'd have been buried back inside the 10-yard line. Number 23 putting the rush on him was Ron Gorton, one of the tri-captains. And defensive backs, he just rushed in. He's a defensive end. And he's an end or a linebacker. Now he's a linebacker. Moving in and out. At this time, Petty is the wing to the left. Evans is to the right. In motion is Green to the left side. Michalak, flag on the play. Michalak hit. Buried at the 15. Hit from the blind side. In to get him was numbers 14, Ray Caginello. Also right behind him was Mark Conkle in there quickly. Caginello caught him and put it at the 15-yard line. It's going to be offside against Danbury, declined. It's at the 15. It'll be fourth down and 15. Started at the 20. They're back at the 15 now, fourth. And 15 for the first down. They'll kick. Doug Elliott standing back on his 2-yard line. He'll kick from about the 5. The snap, a good one. Dougie gets the kickoff. It's going to bounce upfield at about the 45 to the 50. Kidd still taking the Danbury roll.
Look who's
down to the 40, down to the 35, to the 33, and it's going to be spotted right there at the 33-yard line. Good kick by Doug Elliott.
And underneath the kick, Abe, would you believe Greg Holmes was the farthest man downfield? He covered the ball for the last 15 yards.
And what's his name? Greg Myers was not about to pick up that ball with big Greg Holmes coming at him.
Now, this is a very, very, very important part of any football game, especially a championship game. You get that kicking game going and the special teams in there. Just deny the other team a good field position.
Ball will be at the 33-yard line. It'll be first and 10 to go for Trumbull.
3 out of the 4 plays.
With the score, Danbury 10, Trumbull nothing, 4:02 left to go in the first period. Dempsey on the give. Right ahead goes Tony Gallardi. Gets across the 35 to the 37. There'll be a pickup of close to 4 yards. It'll be second and 6. Tackle made by Mark Morrell. Let's call it at the 37-yard line, second and 6 from there.
You know, before the game, Paul, I said that Mark Morrell recovered a fumble in 1973. I guess that was his brother, Doug, I think.
Right, Doug, yeah. Right. All right, out of the wishbone this time, straight ahead. It looks like Sean Talbot gets across the 40 to the 41, not quite the 42. It's going to be short of the first down by about a yard. It'll be third and 1. Tackle made by Kenny Baxter. Let's call it third and a long one at the 42-yard line. 3:18 in the first period. Danbury leading 10-0. Wishbone. Dempsey straight ahead.
No.
And I don't think he made it. Sean Talbot is pushed right back. It is going to be close. They'll probably measure, but I don't think he made it. I don't think he made it. They'll call for the measuring sticks from the far side.
I think he's a little sorry he made that second effort because Chris Durkin came in after on that second effort and just lowered the boom on him.
Chris is getting a little sweet revenge.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be real close.
I didn't think he got that far upfield, but it's going to be close. Jimmy's using a little bit of a different kink in his defense. He's got the three outside men. He's got the big gap in the middle. First down, he's got the two linebackers plugging in the middle.
I think what we're seeing now is Trumbull's their patented running game. They're going straight ahead, and this is what Danbury's going to have to stop today.
Checking into the ball game is Larry McElroy, number 82. Going out on the far side is Bob Harvey. They apparently will be the wild cards as McElroy talks to Dave Dempsey to give him exactly what Jerry McDougal wants. This time they go to the double slot again with the single man back and a back to pass. Dempsey looks, throws downfield, incomplete, overthrown. I believe it was intended for number 84, Bob Anderson, who was cutting short just across the 45-yard line.
He got nailed.
Was Mark Morrell right on him. It'll be second and 10 with the ball at the 43, not quite the 43-yard line. Actually, now they placed that ball a little further back toward Trumbull territory than it was for the first down.
They call for a measurement again right now.
Right now, they wouldn't make it. All right, we've got twin safeties back. Dempsey rolling to his left. Dempsey looking downfield. Dempsey trying to run the ball as he gets across the 45 to the 50. He is upended right there. And putting the stop on him for Danbury was Mark Morrell, number 62, that he upended. They spotted just short of the 50-yard line where it'll be third down, and let's call it the long 3.
10-0 ball game with 2:22 remaining. Danbury on top.
Again, the switch at ends. McElroy and Harvey, the wild cards. Big third down play right here for Trumbull. Out of the wishbone. Dempsey on the give. Right side, pulling through. Tony Gallardi across the 45, down to the 41-yard line. He is stopped by Dougie Elliott there. It'll be first down, Trumbull. Well, the ground game is starting to move a little bit for Trumbull right now. Spotted at the 41-yard line where it'll be first and 10 to go for Trumbull. That is their third first down in the ball game. Back is Dempsey rolling to his left. He looks, turns, throws. It is complete, and then they call it incomplete as a good hit was put on Bernie Andrews, and he was hit by Kenny Baxter as the ball got there. It looked like it was going to be complete. He popped it right out of his hands. Incomplete. It will be second down and 10 from just outside the 41-yard line. Minute 52. The clock stopped on the incompletion.
Jim, they're going to have to put more pressure on. They're getting in, but they're doing a good job of protecting Dempsey.
Wishbone, man in motion is Gallardi. Back is Dempsey. Flags all over the place. Procedure.
2 men in motion.
They got 2 men in motion, and that is illegal.
Right.
They blew the whistle quick. The play did not develop. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll be second down and 15 as they spot it back to the 46-yard line.
You heard me tell Jerry the other day, right? No 3 men in motion.
Motion, right? Kiddingly, we were talking to Jerry McDougall and kidding him about putting multiple men in motion. I guess that happened, several years back.
Central Catholic. He was still a coach at Central Catholic. Center brought the ball up, and 3 guys went in motion. And he went for a touchdown under the lights.
And he got away with it.
He got away with it.
Right.
He said, well, they set him in motion after the ball came up.
We've got a slot right. This time Dempsey on the give. Pulling straight ahead is Gallardi. Gallardi gets across the 45 and then hit back, and they're going to spot it just inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Kenny Baxter on the stop for Danbury. It will be third down and about 13. Third and 13, a pickup of 2 on the play. We're going to have a timeout called by Danbury with 1:28 left to go in the first period. Danbury leads.
All right, everybody was looking for a low-scoring defensive game. That's what we have now. We've settled down finally, but in the beginling it was Danbury with an explosive run by Richie Green and then a couple of good breaks and some good hitting by their special teams.
Third and 13 from the 44. Gus Edwards will take a 10-point lead quick and sit on it any time of the year. That's the type of football game he likes.
Third down and 14.
We've got 2 setbacks. Dempsey is rolling out to the right. Dempsey looking. Dempsey's still looking. Dempsey's going to try to carry. Going to the outside. He's going to be pushed out of bounds as he gets to the 40-yard line. And let's see who was back there. Mark Morrell, number 62. Also, number 83, Kenny Baxter. There'll be a pickup of a couple of yards on the play. As it'll make it 4th down and 9 to go with the ball right at the 40-yard line. Right at the 40-yard line, and it looks like the kicking team is coming in as Dempsey's going off the far side. And Danbury will send back Mike Stone and Richie Green in twin safeties. Number 34, Sean Talbot, standing back at the 45-yard line. He will kick from about midfield. The snap. Here's the kick. It is going to the left sideline. It's going to bounce, and still in bounds at the 19-yard line. It'll be spotted right there as it's touched down by Bernie Andrews, number 42. Durkin is there. Green is there. We have got 1:09 left to go on the scoreboard clock. Richie Green will be one of the setbacks along with Chris Durkin. We've got Petty slotted to the left side. To Green, rather, on the left side on a pitch out. He gets out to the 21-yard line. He's right there, brought down by Joe Marcus, number 24. Let's see, a pickup of not quite 2 yards. Let's call it 2. 2nd and 8. With the ball across the 20 at the 21-yard line for Danbury. And Petty is out of there, number 30. Let's check who come into the backfield for Danbury. Evans, Green, and Durkin. Mike Stone will be slot right side, out of the wing. Michael Actor Green, left side. Green gets across the 25 to the 27-yard line. He's hit and brought down right there. Stop is put on him by number 72. That's Mark Kunkel. It is going to be third down and about 3 with the ball at the 27-yard line. They've got to go to the 37 seconds on the clock, and it is moving down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Little run out right here. As that's the official time on the scoreboard clock. End of the first period. Score Danbury 10. Trumbull nothing. 27-yard line. Danbury working out of the eye this time. Durkin the up back. The give is to Mike Stone around the right side. Stone is breaking out into the clear across the 30, 35. Tries to get to the 40, to the 41-yard line. Driven out of bounds. Right there. First down. Danbury on a good run by Mike Stone to the right side. Driving him out of bounds, number 14 and number 21, Ray Caginello and Dave Cullen.
That was a good call by Coach Edwards, too, or whoever did call that play, because I think Trumbull was watching for big number 21 out there, Richie Green. When you come up with a big play, you always look for the big man. They fake to Richie and hand it off to Mike Stone.
Petty goes into the ball game now, replacing Mike Stone, and Petty will be the wide receiver to the left side. We've got a slot to the left, and we've got the eye. Michaelak back. Michaelak's got time. Michaelak looking, trying to get away from one man. Almost got hit. He looks downfield. He throws. It is intended for Baxter, overthrown and almost picked off by Rich Petty at the 42-yard line. I think he was trying to hit Kenny Baxter, and in line was Rich Petty and almost got to it. Incomplete.
Hey, one thing, Bruce is getting all kinds of time to throw back there. They've got good defensive coverage on his receivers, but the offensive line is doing one tremendous job for him.
Now they moved the ball back. They got the nose of the ball at the 40-yard line. The 40-yard line.
Like that, because I know how my body would react.
All righty, with the ball.
How about you? They couldn't knock me that high in the air.
Deep back is Elliott. The snap a little high. He gets it. He boots it. Nice kick. High. It hangs up there. Getting it is Sanders. Cutting across field. Behind the 20. 19. Back to the 20. 25. Hit right there and brought down with the snap put on him by number 63, Glenn Holmes. They're going to spot it right at the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 to go for Trumbull at the 25.
Brian Rep.
Back to the huddle after checking with Coach Jerry McDougall. Let's see what the call will be right here with 11:19 left to go in the second period. Long time in the huddle. They're taking a long time in the huddle. Now they break. Dempsey's the quarterback. Gallardi, Tubman, Andrews.
Delay of the game going to be called. Right.
Too much time. It is going to be called delay of the game. That'll bring the ball back to the 20-yard line. That'll bring it back to the 20. It'll be 1st and 15 from there.
And I've heard that this Trumbull High School football team basically has been playing together since their Pop Warner days. They were all on the same team in Pop Warner. They went into, I guess, junior high or JVs and freshmen, and they've all played together as a unit ever since they were about 12 years old.
Right out, Jim. We've got a man split wide to the right. We've got a slot right. Dempsey rolling. Dempsey looking. Dempsey throwing. He's got a man in the open. It is complete at the 35-yard line and knocked out of bounds is number 84. That's Bob Anderson. Stop put on him by Gary Welch. They're spotted at the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 to go for Trumbull from there. Good pattern, Paul, and Anderson was in the clear for the reception. Ball was thrown right on the money. 1st and 10 for Trumbull at the 36-yard line.
4th first down, Trumbull.
All right, Dempsey rolling now to the right. Dempsey's got plenty of time. He's still rolling way out to the right sideline. Looks, throws deep. It's going to be overthrown. There to pick it off is Richie Green at the 25. Flags all over the field.
Get a clip.
And looks like a clip is going to be called against Gary Welch as Richie Green intercepted the ball at the 25, got it back to the 27.
Happens. Richie tried to cut back. They've already indicated the clip against Danbury.
Yeah. So Danbury will take over on the interception by Richie Green. The ball was overthrown, and Richie was back there alone to pick it off. And Gary Welch went back to try to pick off the one man who could get to Richie, and a clip was called. He hit him from the wrong side. They'll spot the ball now inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. It'll be Danbury's ball. Nonetheless, 1st and 10 to go.
Happens so often, Jimmy. When a guy intercepts, tries to cut across the field, the guy inadvertently throws that clip. You can't fault Welch, actually. He did what he was trying to do. The defender turned into a clip.
Right, I think if you can't get to good field position, you feel awful helpless out there, and you just want to do something to try to help your ball carrier.
Right.
Evans wide to the left. Quarterback draw. Mechalak straight ahead. He gets out to the 15, maybe the 16-yard line, and they'll spot it there. Give him a pickup of close to 3 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 16.
Actually, Abe and Jim, you guys didn't see last week's game. Maybe they pulled it earlier, but they ran that an awful lot last week against Brian McMahon, and with great success. And I'm sure that Jerry McDougall must have seen it or had his scout see it, of course.
They've been running that about midway in the season when he started to use Bruce on the quarterback draw. The one step back and then straight ahead. Slot left is Mike Stone. Out of the the wing tee. The give to Green. Green's going to go around the right side. Green breaking into the open. Gets away from 2 tacklers. Out to the 26-yard line where he's brought down.
Almost a late hit.
Serge Mahali. He was in there later. He was in on the tackle.
He was in on a tackle, but there was almost a late hit behind him.
It'll be a first down for Danbury as they spot it out at the 26-yard line. First and 10 to go for Danbury. Going out on the far side is number 75, Serge Mahali. He's being taken out for some reason. He didn't like the idea of going out. John de Blasio comes in to replace him. They've got a 5-2 defense for Trumbull. The slap left, out of the eye. This time to Green. Comes left side. Almost slipped out of his hands. Got a flag on the play as Ritchie is stopped at the 28-yard line by number 67, Davey Walsh.
Dick Genesella threw the flag over here.
Who's it going to be against?
Pointing to Danbury. I don't know whether it was a block.
Talking to Chris Durkin. Chris didn't like the call, apparently.
Picked up by 6, both sides of the field.
Offsides, Danbury. Offsides against Danbury. Well, let's see. The timeout is going to be called by Danbury. We'll see what the option is when they resume play. 9:57 left. Danbury 10. Trumbull nothing.
9:57 remaining in the half. If you joined us late, it was Richie Green after Mike Leck had picked up a yard going 69. After he slanted, beat everybody into the end zone, not a hand on him. 69 yards. The kick by Bruce Elliott, by Dougie Elliott made it 7-0. And then a field goal by Dougie made it 10-0. And that's been the scoring. It all occurred in the first couple of minutes of the ball game. Right now, it's still 10-0, eh?
Ball has been moved back to the 21-yard line on the offside penalty against Danbury. It'll be first and 15 from the 21. Michael Ack has got Petty slotted left. Came off pretty good. They'll spot it at the 28-yard line. It'll be first down. And 10 to go from there. Their 7th first down. 4 minutes on the clock right now. The give back to Gallardi. They're trying to right side again. He's hit. This time it's brought down right at the line of scrimmage with a fine stop put on by number 62, Mark Morrell. Mark got in that time to shut off that from behind, Paul Baker. Right at the line of scrimmage, a loss of about a foot on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 28. Danbury's defense will be put to the task right here.
Now McDougal is doing what his ball club does best.
All right, wishbone again. Dempsey on the give. Inside, trying to hit. He gets nowhere. It's Sean Talbot. Stop put on him by Kenny Baxter. Right back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10. Got to be a little frustrating when you hit that center like that, Baker, and pick up absolutely nothing. And Talbot has had a tough time. 3rd and 10. Danbury's interior line just doing a super job on defense again today. McElroy goes out. Bob Harvey comes in at end for Trumbull. Wishbone, this time, Gallardi, right side, Gallardi, across the 25 to the 24. He will pick up about 5 or 6 yards at the play. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be a pickup of 6. It'll be 4th and a long 4.
Chris Durkin helping out on the tackle.
Ball is spotted just about the 24-yard line. As Paul mentioned, Chris Durkin credit for that tackle. Wishbone again. This time, fake to Gallardi. It is Dempsey back to pass. Dempsey looking. Dempsey can't get rid of it. He's being rushed. Dempsey is going to be driven out of bounds at the 26-yard line. They'll lose on the play. And that's going to be it.
Hey, that's not going to show up in the newspapers, but Greg Holmes had him trapped deep, got a great block put on him, got knocked down, recovered his footing, and helped chase him out of bounds fair across the field. That's some kind of a football player.
And Danbury's defense holds up, or they'll take over at the 26-yard line with 2:28 left to go in the first half. Danbury leading 10-0. Defense, the name of the game. Gus Edwards has been preaching this for years.
What a Greg Holmes, what a college prospect.
And he's winning over a lot of disciples. Yes, he's a good one. All right, this time out of the wing. We got a man to the left, a man to the right. The pitch back to Green. Green gets to the line of scrimmage. No more. He is hit and brought down, and credit the stop on that one to number 50 for Trumbull. That is Kevin Collins, one of the tri-captains. No gain on the play. Right back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 26. Out of the ball game goes Ray Caganello. Still with 2:03 on the clock, and it's moving. Down to 2 minutes. Mike Stone.
Here again, we see conservative old Gus Edwards throwing the football.
Yeah, he did this last week, too, at the same stage of the game.
You know, most coaches at this point would try to sit on that lead.
This time Stone is wide right, Evans wide left, shotgun back to Michalak. Michalak looking, Michalak trying to drop left side to Green. And Green is hit as the ball was thrown. That looked like a little screen pass to the left side was trying to be developed there, and it just didn't.
Ron Gorton did a job. He nailed Green. He's trying to get out there.
Joe Marcus went over chasing Richie Green on the left side as they sensed that coming. 1 minute and 2 left on the clock as it's stopped now with the incompleted pass.
Now, as I started to say before, Trumbull doesn't look like they're a good team to throw a screen against. They don't charge in that much. They don't put that really a whole lot of pressure on the quarterback. And if they don't, they're not a good team to throw a screen against.
Mike Stone wide right, Evans wide left. Michalak into the shift, shotgun back. Standing at his 36. He's being rushed. He throws incomplete. Was intended. A flag is going to be thrown on a play. Intended for Chris Durkin.
Roughing the passer.
They call it roughing the passer. Now, wait a minute.
Yep. Or an illegal pass.
It's going to be an illegal pass.
Threw the ball away.
An illegal pass. That's what they call it. 5 yards back from the 32.
Grounding the football.
They spot it back at the 28 from the 33 to the 28-yard line. It'll be 4th down. Danbury, a kicking situation right now.
Well, he had number 87, who is Chris Durkin, right out there. The ball was headed right for him. He was hit, and the ball kind of blooped in the air.
Eddie Conley explained it to Bruce Michalak that he said you threw it down, Bruce.
Grounding the ball, yeah, exactly.
Down goes over.
But Durkin now is going to be wing to the right. Evans split to the left. Michalak gives to Green. Cuts back across the Green. Gets away from one man, gets out to the 34, and that's it. He is stopped there by Joe Marcus and by number 75, Serge Mahaly. Timeout is going to be called by Trumbull. 48 seconds left to go. It'll be fourth down coming up. I guess, for Danbury.
Right.
We made a missed call there a little while ago. I think we called it fourth down. We shouldn't have. It should have been third. So it'll be fourth down for Danbury. We thought it was going to be the punting situation on the last play.
Well, let's see what McDougal will do with 48 seconds. Will he put on a block? You'll find out in just a second.
He's got Sanders and he's got Myers deep. Twin safety standing back on about the 25, 26-yard line. Bring a third man back now. Stand about the 40-yard line. That'll be number 21, Dave Cullen.
If you joined us late, it was Richie Green, 69 yards with a second play from the scrimmage. Extra point by Doug Elliott, field goal by Doug Elliott with the ball on the 2. And Gus is asking Ed Conley very politely over here about the call against Bruce Michael. Eddie Conley was right there alongside of him, and as soon as he threw the ball, he came down with a flag.
Time is still out on the field with 48 seconds left on the clock.
Gus said, I don't agree with you.
All right, Dougie Elliott will be standing back on his 22, 23-yard line. He'll be putting about the 27. They tell Danbury to go back in the huddle again as they weren't quite completed with the timeout period. Again, the deep man of Greg Myers and George Sanders for Trumbull.
Big 48 seconds, guys.
Standing at the 22, Doug Elliott, the snap. It's a good one. He gets the kickoff. It's coming to the near sideline. It's going to be taken by Sanders at the 30. He's going far side of the field, back to the 28, gets back out to the 30, and he's hit, brought down right there. Good coverage by Danbury downfield, and it looked like number 32. It was Mike Stone who put the stop on him just over the 30-yard line. It's twice that Sanders has taken a punt return and doubled back, losing about 5 yards to circle. Danbury's downfield coverage just couldn't do it. Dempsey out of the huddle real quick. Back to pass. Dempsey looking. Dempsey throwing deep. It is going to be intercepted by Dougie Elliott at the 37-yard line. It'll be Danbury's ball. The pass intended for number 34, Sean Talbot, was overthrown, and Elliott right there to pick it off. Danbury's second reception in the ball game. 3 fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions, and they've taken advantage with their defense. Wait a minute now. Let's see. There's a flag downfield, apparently. They're going to be talking to the Trumbull, one of the Trumbull
foul against Danbury.
It's going to be a foul against Danbury, apparently.
Apparently they're going to call it back. I think that's 4.
Talking to Dave Dempsey, one of the captains, it's going to be called back, so the interception will go for no. We didn't see the flag because Ed Conley picked it up quick, so they're going back to the original line of scrimmage. Just over the 30-yard line, they're going to mark off. They're coming 15 yards out, and that's going to bring it right to the 45-yard line. Personal foul against Danbury. Apparently, we've heard someone got a preliminary signal. He didn't give one now, but other than the personal foul, must have been roughing the passer. Came after the play developed, apparently. That would have to be it. First down for Trumbull with 31 seconds left to go. Out of the eye this time, Dempsey gives to Kurt Bisty. Bisty tries to throw in a little flea flicker, and it's incomplete on the far side at about the 38-yard line. Intended for, I believe, number 85. That's Bill Petruccio at junior end, if we've got the right number. No, number 86. That was Bob Harvey. Now Harvey goes out of the ball game, and coming in is Larry McElroy. It'll be second down and 10 with the ball right at the 45-yard line. Dempsey on the pitch back. This time to Gallardi.
Leg out. Leg out.
45. Gets inside the 45 down to the 42-yard line where he's tripped up right there, and they're going to spot it. At the 40, timeout is going to be called by Trumbull. They're going to nose of the ball right at the 40-yard line. It was Dougie Elliott along with Kenny Baxter putting the stop on Tony Gallardi at the 40-yard line. First and 10 to go for Trumbull with 17 seconds left to go in the first half. Danbury leading by a score of 10-0.
Well, this is when if you're
looking, Dempsey throwing. He's got a man complete. The number 82, Larry McElroy, just before it went out of bounds at the 31-yard line. It'll be short of the first down by a yard. It'll be 2nd and 1 from the 31. Clock stops as he goes out of bounds. 12 seconds left to go. And Jerry working the sidelines now to get hopefully the completion, which he did, and the out of bounds to stop the clock. 12 very important seconds right here for Danbury's defense. Dempsey going back, rolling right. Now he looks, he throws. Deflected twice and knocked out of bounds. Second deflection by number 62, Mark Morrell. It was intended out there for number 86, Bob Harvey.
One of the interior linemen hit it up in the air first. Then Dougie batted it up again.
It'll be 3rd down and 1 from the 31-yard line.
Tell you one thing, though, Abe and Jim, the offensive line from Trumbull is doing a pretty good job right now holding off Danbury's defensive line. They're giving their quarterback time.
Wishbone again, but this time Dempsey rolling right. He looks. He throws. Downfield. Long overthrown intended for Larry McElroy. It was over everybody's head. Back there was Doug Elliott. 3 seconds left on the clock. It'll be 4th down and 1. They've got to go to the air again. That's all there is to it. One more play, and that's all they'll have.
Well, fellas, anxious 3 seconds right now. Almost feels like the end of the ball game.
Fingernail biting time in old Stanford. Timeout's going to be taken by Trumbull High School with 3 seconds left to go in the first half. Danbury on top 10-0. Dempsey is going to be kicking.
No, they're not.
It's a fake. Number 12, Tim
screen.
Millhouse looks, throws on the screen. It is complete, but brought down is number 23, Ron Gorton, at the 25-yard line. The half ends with Danbury leading by a score of 10-0. Let's recap that last play. It looked like it was going to be a field goal attempt from about the 33-yard line. Dempsey, who does their extra point kicking, the snap went to the holder, who was Tim Millhouse, the backup quarterback. He threw a screen pass to Ron Gorton. And left side, they caught Gorton at the 25-yard line.
Incomplete.
And that was it. Pass is being thrown right here in the press booth. And again, we'd like to
Incomplete pass on O'Mara.
extend our thanks to Buddy O'Mara and Carm Tashes, the rest of the staff down here at the Fairfield County Conference, for their hospitality and seeing to it that we're all set in this press booth.
I noticed that Danbury has elected to take the north goal in the last period, or have the wind at its back in the last period, because they're going to be kicking here. Trumbull elected to receive in the second half, which means Danbury will kick, and of course Danbury had the choice of goals. They'll take the wind in the final period. Here's Greg Holmes to kick off. Danbury is on top by a score of 10-0, and here we go. Second half, line drive, kick through to the 24-yard line, picked up. We're going to have a reverse on the handoff. Coming back to the 35, to the 40, and to the 41-yard line, and knocked down there is George Sanders. Ball is picked up by Greg Myers, given on the reverse to George Sanders. He got it back upfield to the 41-yard line, and it is Trumbull's ball, 1st and 10 to go at the Trumbull 41. 10-0 ball game as we start the second half. And I guess psychologically, big series of downs for both ball clubs. Good field position for the Eagles. They come out in the wishbone. The give is to Talbot. Talbot gets 5. Talbot goes to the 48-yard line and falls forward to the 49-yard line. Sean Talbot, who had been running over his own right guard, came out this time running over his own left tackle. And this is what Gus Edwards said he would have to do, is stop the play off tackle. So we are into the second half, and the sun came out late in the first half of the ball game and is still out. Great day for football. Wishbone with Dempsey, the quarterback. Dempsey fakes the give one way, comes the other way. It's going to be first down, Trumbull, as Gallardi goes to Danbury's 46-yard line. It is Chris Durkin who tripped him up. First down on the second half, and Trumbull now coming with the slants has picked up a first down at Danbury's 40, almost the 46-yard line. It is 1st and 10 for Trumbull. They trail Danbury 10-0. Wishbone offense. Quickly, they come ahead this time. Gallardi. Gallardi gets into the secondary. Gallardi getting some good interior blocking. Doug Elliott gets him as he goes to the 39-yard. And great interior blocking now by the Eagles, and quickly Gus Edwards will look over his defense and give Greg Holmes the word. As they're coming up over their own right guard, they're running against Pagan right now. Running in between Pagan and Schmiedel. Here's a hit, left side this time, and knocked down is Talbot on a great hit by number 73, Greg Holmes. This time they went the other way. Greg Holmes closed the door, and a loss of about 3, almost 4 yards, and it'll be 3rd down, and they'll have about 4 yards to go. Greg Holmes with a key play right there. Here we go with Trumbull, trailing 10-0, 3rd and about 4 at Danbury's 40-yard line, just outside. Here is the fake, the give to Talbot. He's wrapped up, and it will not be enough yardage. Kenny Baxter was the man on top of the play, and underneath it was Brian Repley, number 61. So that puts the ball at the 39-yard line. It'll be 4th, and they'll have about 2.5, 3 yards to go. And Trumbull trailing 10-0. will try to pick up a first down. Big play for both ball clubs. Here comes the play from Jerry McDougal. He brings on Harvey. And we're going to have Trumbull take timeout.
Friends, the Union Savings Bank is a mutual
Sideline talked with Gus Edwards. Went back out and talked to Greg Holmes. Trumbull going for the yardage. They have fourth and about 3. Wishbone, Dempsey, pitch to Talbot. Talbot is into first down territory as he falls forward with Chris Durkin finishing him off, but he went to the 31-yard line, and it's a big first down for Trumbull. Sean Talbot got the handoff, got the block, and went for 8. Well, they're going to set it down at the 32-yard line. Still enough for a first down for Trumbull with 9:34 remaining in the third period. It is Danbury 10 and Trumbull nothing. At the 32-yard line of Danbury, Trumbull just picked up a big first down. Here they come again, same way. Talbot getting a block, gets knocked down at the 30. A lot of men got to him. Brian Reppley is on top of the play. So the ball rests at the 30-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just about 2. It'll be second and almost 8 yards, between 7 and 8. Trumbull back to their slants. Here they come the other way. Flag on the play as we have Ivan Pagan putting the hit on the ball carrier, Ghilardi, and it may be motion against Trumbull, but the play lost about a half a yard. They will give the option to Greg Holmes. It'll be third and about 8 for procedure against Trumbull is declined by Danbury. It'll be third down and 8 yards to go. Ball would have gone back to the 35 and been second down, so they will take third and 8. That's just outside the 30, almost the 31. Danbury's defense, which got them here, trying to stop this Trumbull drive here. Here's Dempsey fading, throwing. He has a man out there. It's off his fingertips. He had the ball there. Bob Harvey just could not hold on to it. Protecting against him was Doug Gudgeon. It's 4th and 8. At the 30-yard line. Jim, it looks like you might have had that one.
Yeah, it was a well-thrown pass. Harvey was in the open. Doug Elliott was moving up from behind him, but I think it should have been a completion.
So this time a break goes Danbury's way in the incompleted forward pass, and now we will have Trumbull with 4th and 8 at Danbury's 30-yard line, and 8:42 remaining in the third period. Danbury leads 10-0. The up back is Bernie Andrews. Fading is Dempsey. He's going to throw. He does throw, and it's intercepted by Kenny Baxter. Baxter is back to the 35 and to the 40-yard line, and Kenny Baxter picks it off, the linebacker. I think, Jim, this is what Gus was expecting on the other sequence, because he called Kenny aside and talked to him, and he pointed out to his zone, and Kenny Baxter makes the interception.
There were an awful lot of white shirts right around where that ball was thrown, Paul.
Yes, sir. So Danbury's defense gets it back at Danbury's 40-yard line on the interception by alert linebacker Kenny Baxter. Evans goes to the far side. We have a slot back inside of him. Mike Leck. Richie Green comes to the near side, trying to outrun men. He cuts upfield. He gets about 5, maybe 6. Richie Green. Look at this Trumbull, number 21, running after Richie Green. I guess he's trying to reveal some words at him. Dave Colin. Green gets it up to the 48-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just about 7.5 yards. So we'll call it 2nd and 3. It's between the 47. It's at the 48-yard line. They may have started it just a little farther upfield than we said. We're going to say 2nd and 2, actually. Richie Green with an 8-yard pickup. Here comes a hit by Green. First down, secondary. He goes to the 44-yard line of the Eagles. Richie Green came straight ahead, and it was number 33, George Sanders, who got him at the 44-yard line. First down, Danbury. I guess, Jim, what Gus wants to do right now is just grind out one of his own, right?
Right, I think so, and eat up as much of that clock as you can. Make the second half go by fast.
Yep. Evans goes to the far side. Here comes Green, straight ahead. Green gets to the 40. Danbury working off a quick count. Goes to the 40-yard line, maybe just shy of it. Picked up about 3.5, 4 yards almost. We'll call it 2nd and 6. Danbury 10, Trumbull nothing. Third period has 7 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. Danbury, having stopped Trumbull's first drive here in the period with the interception by Baxter, now has possession in Trumbull territory. Mike Leck fades. Mike Leck Throws a little screen up here to Baxter. Baxter trying to find running room. He's not going to get it. He gets it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all he gets. And the man who got to him was number 23, Ron Gorton. Helping him out, number 67, and number 75, George Mahally and Dave Walsh. Third, and they'll have about 6.
I think Kenny Baxter quite couldn't find the handle on that ball right away, Paul, and he hesitated just a second trying to get possession, and that allowed the Trumbull defenders to come up and nail him.
Almost looked more like a little safety valve than it did a screen.
Yeah, that's I think what they call the tight end screen.
Right. Here we go with the slot left. Stone's the slot. Evans is split. Backfield and I with Green deep. Here comes Mike Stone on a counter. Stone fighting for yardage. He fumbles the ball, and Trumbull will get it back. It is Trumbull's recovery of a Mike Stone fumble. George Sanders gets it back, and again, Danbury's defense. And the ball is at the 40, and it looked like Stone was getting close to a first down as he was fighting for yardage. The ball was finally knocked loose, and Trumbull gets it at the Trumbull 42-yard line. It's right between the 42 and the 43. So it's 6:19 in the third period. Danbury 10. Danbury's first mistake, the first time they've given up the football. Here's Talbot going left. Talbot trying to cut across the grain. Goes to the 48-yard line. Hanging on him was Chris Durkin. Underneath the play, number 70 is Kenny Smeedle. Pick up a 5. It'll be 2nd and 5, and a short 5 at that. It's up at the 48-yard line. Talbot, the deep, back on the right side. Gallardi in front of Gallardi coming to the right side. Gallardi gets a little room, goes across midfield, goes to the 49-yard line. It'll be 3rd, and they'll have about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Chris Durkin again on the stop. Clock runs to 5:36 and running. Danbury leads 10-0. FCIAC championship is at stake. Danbury a moment ago fumbling. That's the first time that they have coughed up the football. Young Mike Stone was fighting for yardage. Looked like he almost might get there. Here's the wishbone. Fading Dempsey gives to Gallardi. Breaks off one tackle. He actually slipped the tackle by Kenny Smeedle and got the first down. Kenny had him at the line of scrimmage but couldn't hold on to him. And he got it on second effort to a first down. And it is a first down at the Danbury 47-yard line, almost the 46. Jerry McDougal across the way, sending it a play. 5:17 in the third period. 10-0. Danbury leads Trumbull. Kenny almost had his man at the 49. That would have almost brought up a kick situation. Dempsey, inside hit by Gallardi. Nothing. Maybe a yard, if much. First man to get to him was Morrell and Tony Capiello, number 75. He got about a half a yard. We'll still say 2nd and 10. Right now, they're right on the 46. And, of course, the clock runs on the running plays. 4:47. Trumbull trying to do what it does best, the slant. Here's Dempsey fading. Little pressure. Now he touches the ball down, and the play is going to stop at the 45-yard line of Trumbull. Actually covering the play, coming in from his defensive right end spot, was Brian Reppley, who has taken a pounding, but he's in there. He's tough. Huge loss. Will make it 3rd and about 18. Clock down to 4:07. Third period. Danbury 10, Trumbull nothing. Pressure put on Dempsey that time by Brian Reppley, the defensive right end. Danbury will be looking deep. Dempsey being pressured, trying to set up a little screen. And, oh my goodness, Chris Durkin put a nail on Gallardi you wouldn't believe. Chris Durkin just about nailed Gallardi, and it's a wonder Gallardi got up from that one.
Well, he's going to think twice before he goes out for another screen pass.
Ooh, that's got to be the hardest hit of the game right there. They were one-on-one, and Chris Durkin nailed Gallardi, and how Gallardi retained the football is beyond belief. It is 4th and very long, 4th and about 22.
Well, I get the impression both teams scouted each other pretty good before this one.
Snap back. Kicked it up. Chasing it. Now Green will let it go. He's going to chase it back deep. And it rolls down to around the 17-yard line. Boy, that had to be, you could feel that one up on the grandstand. So Danbury gets the ball back at the Danbury 17-yard line. 1st and 10 to go after the kick, with 3:07 remaining in the third period. Not only was it a hard hit, but it was a beautifully timed hit. It's amazing, really, Jim, that Gallardi held on to the football.
Right, he has to be given a lot of credit for holding on to that ball. He took some shot by Chris Durkin.
Okay, Danbury first and 10, own 17. They lead by 10 zip. Mike Lick to Green. Green holding on to the football, gets it to the 20, and he is hugging the football. Tommy Evans comes to the sideline to talk to his coach. He'll get a play to bring back in. They're unraveling at the 20, and there are people getting up slowly. That's because there's so many guys on the pile. Underneath it was Dave Walsh, number 67. Pickup of 3. It'll be second down, 7 yards to go. Danbury would love to pick up a first down here. They'd love to retain possession, and if they had to kick with the wind at the start of the fourth period, but they've got 2:35 to keep it here in the third period. Mike Lick pitch wide to Green. Green, boy, there's one that they smelled out.
I read that one good.
Wide pitch. And there's a flag down here. And a flag, I think, was thrown by Red. Now we have another one thrown by Red Dion. He threw, I guess, against both teams. I think he threw it against both teams. He threw the second one against George Sanders, who was saying something, and Red Dion let it go. There was a flag thrown, I think, against Danbury, and then I think one was thrown against George Sanders. As Red came down with the flag the second time. A personal foul. Both ball clubs. That's right. The first flag was against Danbury, and then something was said, and George Sanders said something to Red Dion, and Red Dion threw the second flag, nullifying penalties. Ball rests at the 18-yard line. Third and about 8 or 9 yards, Danbury. Ball game, a lot at stake. They may have 12 men in the field. Count those Trumbull men, fellas. Here's Mike Lick fading the throw. He looks deep, and it's over the head. And actually, in fairness to Bruce Mike Lick, I think Rich Petty, unfamiliar with the route, hesitated going downfield. I thought Trumbull might have had 12 men in the field because it looked like one of the fellows was trying to tell him to get off, and he probably didn't realize there was short of him. Bruce Macklick will be kicking against a pretty strong wind with 207 rain. How about Doug Elliott? Rather, will be kicking against him and gets his snap. Gets his kick away. It's going to be a short kick. And will bounce around. Now takes a little Danbury roll up to around the 39-yard line. And here's a hit. Gallardi nailed by Ivan Pagan. He loses a yard.
Oh,
Well, I'll tell you.
a shotgun.
Some defensive football teams, both of them. Second 11. Trumbull at the Danbury 40. 1:36 remaining in the third period. Danbury leads 10-0. Trumbull comes out. They've been using the wishbone almost entirely in the second half, and here they are. Andrews is jet back. Now they come up with a double slot. In motion goes Talbot. Fading is Dempsey. Being pressured by Morrell. Being pressured upfield, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds, and he gets to around the 38-yard line. He was being chased deep by Holmes. Mark Morrell and Holmes both chased him deep. He finally got out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So they're right back just about where they started. He may have picked up a half yard on the first two plays. Call it 3rd and 9. Boy, he's being chased deep at around the 46. 1 minute and 10 seconds as the clock stops with a carry out of bounds. Slot right. Dempsey rolling right. Dempsey gives the ball off. And falling over Morrell, who's had some kind of a ball game with Pagan helping out, is Sean Talbot. And that's going to bring up a fourth. And they'll have about 4 or 5 yards to go. They set the football. Let's see, they're at the 40, the 35, the 33-yard line. It's going to be fourth, and they've got about 4 yards to go. Short 4. Here again, big play. Last time they did this, Kenny Baxter had an interception. 41 seconds remaining in the third period. Slot right again. Gorton has come on. Dempsey, pitch, and it's a first down as Trumbull gets the first down at Danbury's 27-yard line. They got it on the slant.
That was a big play.
Sure enough was, Dave. That was Ron Gorton who came on with the play and got the slant for the first down at Danbury's 26-yard line. And we have 27 seconds to go in the third period. Danbury leads 10-0. Big play right there for both ball clubs. They had fourth and about 3 or 4 yards to go, and they made it good. They're running at the right side of the offensive line most of the time, although not exclusively, of course. Sean Talbot goes left. Dempsey pitch to Gallardi. Gallardi is nailed from behind by Greg Holmes. We have a flag on the play. Ron Gorton it was who carried, and the flag is apparently against Trumbull. Procedure will be called against Trumbull. And we're also down to the end of the third period.
Hey, friends, when you have a need for...
Danbury declined the penalty. The procedure was the charge against Trumbull, and it's going to be just about 10 yards to go. As we begin the fourth and final period, 12 minutes. If there should, anyway, be a tie, they would play an extra period. If there would be a tie still, there'd be still another extra period. Here's Dempsey. Give Gallardi. Down he goes as he crosses the 25. He may have gotten to the 24, and that's all he got. Number 20, Tony Gallardi, gets it just to the 25. It'll be third, and they'll have about 9 yards to go. And you can just feel the tension build as we go to the fourth period. Dempsey comes up under center with a wishbone offense. Here's the give. They're going to try to slant again. They got some room for Gallardi. Look out. He's inside. First down as he goes to around the 15-yard line as they get a big first down play there.
Very quick back.
Gallardi with a big slant. We have a Danbury man shaken up. Let's see who this is that's been shaken up. We have time taken for him.
Aqua Woodworking of Danbury has had a fight.
It was Kenny Baxter, Abe, and he's got that brace on, of course, and he's adjusted it. He's back, and Danbury will take time out, apparently, with the ball at the 15-yard line. That was a big third down play.
And let's take time out here to talk about customer convenience.
15-yard line of Danbury. Trumbull threatening. Here's the pitch to Gallardi, running the right side again, trying to get outside. Flag on the play, maybe against the offense. Doug Elliott was taken down, and let's see, the flag was thrown on the far side. The play picked up about 5 yards, but it could be against the offense. Normally when it's thrown there, it could be. It is against the offense. Doug Elliott indicating, and it could be a major now. It could be a clip or a hold. Penalty, a personal holding. Offensive holding will be charged against Trumbull.
Well, you look at Dougie on that play, and you think that they just said the game's over and you win. He was really excited about that call.
15 yards will be stepped off against the Eagles.
I think this is Trumbull's deepest penetration of the game so far.
Right you are, Jim Dingy. Ball comes back to the 30. Holding, and it must have been against the fellow putting the block on Doug Elliott. Action live over WLAD in Danbury. We have 11:17 remaining in the ball game, and Danbury leads 10-0. We're at the 30-yard line of Danbury, and it is first and about 25. Well, they've made a couple of big third down plays, though, to give Trumbull their due here in this period. Fourth down play and then a third down play, both big ones for first down. Dempsey, pitch to Gallardi, running the right side. Finds a little running room with Capiello hanging on him, Ron Gorton. Tony Capiello, number 75. He picked up about 5 yards. It'll be second, then they'll have about 20 from the 25-yard line of Danbury. We're down to 11 minutes. You guys feel the tension building a little bit?
You better believe it. You better believe it.
At the 25, Danbury leads 10-0. Danbury 1-1 here at Boyle Stadium in post-conference play. A loss to New Canaan to win over New Canaan. Here's Dempsey fading, looking, throwing. Look out, he's got a man out there, and it is going to be a touchdown. Caught in the end zone, a beautifully thrown pass by Dempsey. He got into the corner of the end zone, a touchdown, and it is 10-6. Tony Gallardi got behind the defensive man at the 3-yard line and caught it right in the corner. And I'll give the Trumbull offensive line a lot of credit. They gave Dempsey all day to throw the football. And so Trumbull has gotten on the board, and they now trail 10-6, and they're going to go for one. Dempsey gets the touchdown. It's no good, and it is 10-6. 10-6, and there's a flag on the play. Check it. There's a flag on the play. Procedure against Trumbull will be declined by Danbury.
Friends, cut through winner drive. Dave Dempsey will be doing the booting.
That Dempsey hit Gallardi, by the way, against the wind, too. Pretty good pass, right on the money.
Right on the nose.
Well, I'd be watching for an onside kick right now. On this side, we've got number 33, who is George Sanders, number 23, Ron Gorton, who are both running backs. And I think he's going to kick it over this way and try to get possession.
They tried it. Danby's got it. Boy, Trumbull got the ball first, but they knocked it back upfield at the 50-yard line, and Danbury gets it back, and the man who got it back was number 63, Glenn Holmes. But Trumbull got to the ball first on the attempted onside kick.
Wow.
And knocked it loose, and Glenn Holmes got to it. So Danbury now gets a break. They've got a great field position. They've got 10 minutes and 27 seconds, and if they can put on a drive, this is when they want to do it. They've not scored, of course, since they got those 10 points in the first 2 minutes. Here's Mike Rick, fading the throw, flag on the play. Throws deep for Evans, incomplete. Let's see what the flag is. Incompleted forward pass. And they're indicating what the infraction was. It is against procedure, against Danbury. So they'll undoubtedly take the... Gus is talking to Dick Genesella.
Danbury had Evans over here as a sleeper on the sideline because we were looking for the wingback or the flanker, and we couldn't see him. And it was over near the sideline, and that's what the flag was thrown for. Apparently, he was either offside or not in position.
This is what we talked about early in the game. Danbury said if they got the ball near the sideline, they were going to keep Tommy Evans over here. Ralph Biasagna made the call, and Gus, it was intentional. They were leaving Evans here for the pass. Slot left, Danbury. Bruce Miklek trying to set up a little screen. Throws it to Green. Green inside the 50 goes to the 46-yard line, and hanging on him is number 10, Doug Van Dyken. This is when it's so hard, Jim Dingy, to keep your momentum going. You want to get that first down. You don't want to take any unnecessary chances, and yet you've got to do some things to pick up the yards.
Right, I think they've got to pick up a first down right here to take that momentum away from Trumbull, because Trumbull was moving pretty well on that last series, and then had they recovered that onside kick, they would have been in pretty good shape.
Yep. Third down, about 6 yards to go. Danbury, big play here. Danbury leads 10-6. Miklek to Green. Green gets a couple, and that's all he gets. So the responsibility again will go to the defense. Hanging on Green was number 73, John de Blasio. He picked up a yard. It's at the 44-yard line, and now Danbury will be coming on to kick. They'll be kicking with the wind with 9:23 remaining in the ball game. The momentum, obviously, and you can feel it, has shifted. When Trumbull got that touchdown after a 15-yard setback, they've got things now, momentum on their side. Here's a snapback. Good snapback to Elliott. Gets his high kick away. And Byers is knocked down at the 20-yard line. As soon as he got it, he was knocked down, and the man who got down underneath it was number 56, Hans Otto. Otto down under the kick, and so Trumbull will start it just inside the Trumbull 20. And Danbury will take timeout.
Oscar Footbury leading.
Time was taken for Richie Green, who had to make an adjustment over here, so we're set to go with 9:02, as Abe said, on the clock, and Danbury leading by a score of 10-6. Well, fellas, that's all. The whole season has come down to 9 minutes and 2 seconds. Dempsey, and the hit is off the right side. Talbot gets a yard, maybe two, as they have been coming with a slant, trying to run off their tackles. Pick up maybe a couple. It'll be second down and 8 yards to go, and down to 8:49. Boy, this is one place, Jim Dingy, where Danbury would have to stop them right now, so they'll force them to kick and get good field position.
But I think especially with the wind blowing into Trumbull's face, this would be a good place to stop them.
Andrews comes wide to the left. Dempsey gets maybe a couple. So big third down play. Now Trumbull has made 2 big plays in this second half, both in the third period. They made a 4th down and 4 good. Then they made a 3rd down and 6 good. 2 big plays that led to the long touchdown pass after they were set back 15 yards for holding. The ball now at the 24-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6 yards to go for Trumbull. Danbury leads 10-6. Dempsey comes out under his center. Dempsey fades, rolls right, throws upfield, and it's going to be Let's see whether it was caught or caught out of bounds. It is caught. By gosh, it's a first down as Trumbull makes it good again at the 33-yard line. Looks like he might have possibly been at the sideline. The official right there with him says no, it's a completed forward pass at the 33-yard line. So Trumbull retains position, and for the third time, a crucial third down play here in the second half. 7:55. Running the right side is Gallardi. Gallardi into the secondary, goes to the 40-yard line and falls across it to the 41. Pagan and Elliott. As Trumbull now is moving successfully, they have here in the second half, completely stymied in the first half of the ball game, and stymied for the first half of the third period. They now have momentum on their side. 7:33, and they've got a lot of time. They just made a big 3rd and 6 good on the completed forward pass. Second down. And here comes Gallardi running the right side, spinning off men, goes to the 45-yard line. 7:19. It is a first down again for Trumbull.
That's number 15 in the first down department.
They've had the offense going here in the second half, and Danbury trying to hold on. They have 7:13 in the ball game. Here's the give. Straight ahead hit. And Talbot goes inside Danbury territory to the 48-yard line. As now they are coming straight ahead at Danbury. And Talbot may be shaken up, and we have time taken by the officials.
Whether it's...
Here's the hit by Gallardi. Gallardi fights for yardage. Second effort gets him about a half a yard away from his first down territory. Hanging on top of him was Tony Capriello. It's going to be third, and they'll have about a half a yard to go at Danbury's 45 at the 46-yard line. 6 minutes, 27 seconds. And, of course, what Jerry McDougal and his ball club want to do right now is keep this drive going. They can get it to the end zone and use up most of the 6 minutes and 14 seconds that remain. They would deny Danbury the football, and they would win the ball game if they could keep the drive going, and that's what Jerry McDougal was hoping for. Here's the pitch deep to Gallardi. Gallardi is nailed, but he gets the first down. Elliott on top of the play, Schmiedel underneath it. But it's a first down, Trumbull at Danbury's 44-yard line, and we have 6:04 remaining in the ball game. Danbury 10, Trumbull 6. Well, if you notice the quivering in the old voices, gang, it's about that time. First and 10, Trumbull at Danbury's 44-yard line. They have been able to move the ball here in the second half, and they've just come straight at Danbury. And Danbury's defense has been out there a lot in this half. Dempsey. Pitch to Gallardi, runs the right side. Gallardi gets to the 40-yard line. And Morrell says something to one of the officials. And the clock is down to 5:39. And everything may rest on this drive. It is second down and 6 yards to go for Trumbull at Danbury's 40. They've been running the left side of the Danbury defensive line. Their own right guard and right tackle. You heard Gus Edwards on the coach's report say Trumbull runs it off their tackle, and that's what they've been doing here in the second half. Dempsey. Here they come again. Gallardi. Gallardi stumbles forward to the 36-yard line. Looks like he's going to be nailed at the line of scrimmage and got it to the 36. It'll be third, and they'll have about a yard and a half. 5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Danbury 10, Trumbull 6.
Good second effort by
yes, it was.
Several of these players in the last sequence.
Well, Danbury, which had 12 sacks last week, I don't believe it had one today. Here's the pitch to Gallardi. Gets running room. Gallardi, oh, it's going to be close. Ron Gorton. Boy, here we go. Fourth down. 4 minutes and 29 seconds. And they're going to ask for Gus Edwards to come out on the field. The Danbury man has been shaken up. I wonder if that's Kenny again. Let's look for number 83. I don't see him yet. Or is he? Yes, he is out there. Fourth in the yard at Danbury's 35-yard line, and attention holds.
Say, friends, planning.
Got a wrap, and he's walking a little unsteady. And your defensive end is going to be coming out of there, and he's walking wobbly. He got a shot, apparently, and it's going to be fourth and a short one, almost about a half a yard for Trumbull. And let's see who gets the call. Defensively, I believe it'll be Waterbury. Don Waterbury. Now, let's see. He's on that same side that they've been running. And Will McDougall run it right at Waterbury. Now Waterbury's going to come to this side, and going to the far side is Brian Reppley. 4th and a half a yard for Trumbull. Dempsey under his center. The pitch deep. And he is in for first down. Schmiedel got to him, but it's the first down as he cut upfield, and Trumbull retains possession. We're down to 4:07. We should be getting a 4-minute indication as soon as the chains are moved. Again, Trumbull with a big play, although this time it was only 4th and a half a yard. They made it good. And Chris Durkin comes back in. They shifted Brian Reppley to that side, but they have been running their tackles all afternoon here in the second half. And we're down to 4:05, and we may get a 4-minute sign before they can start this play. Clock says 3:57. They may have already given the 4-minute indication. Trumbull, first down, 10 yards to go. The give is to Sean Talbot. He goes to the 30-yard line. Danbury trying to hold on. They lead 10-6. The ball rests just inside there. 30 on a pickup of almost 4 yards. 3 minutes, 33 seconds. Trumbull, the state's #1 team, having trailed throughout the entire morning and afternoon, having scored on the pass play in the third period, trying to go some 70, 80 yards actually on a sustained drive. And now we are going to have Trumbull taking timeout. Everybody, here we come. Trumbull, second down, just about 6.5 yards to go. They're at Danbury's 30. Here's the give. Gallardi runs the right side, gets good yardage on second effort again as he bounces inside the 25 to around the 24-yard line again. They're going to be about a yard shy, and they ran over Kenny Baxter, who tried to make the stop up at the 29-yard line, and Kenny is getting up slowly. Coming on, number 56 is Tanzato. Boy, I tell you, Jim, they've taken a pounding here in the second half, really.
Right, I think most of these kids have been out there going both ways, and they've got to be tired right about now.
Ball at the 24-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and a yard. Trumbull. Danbury leads 10-6. Dempsey busted play. He is going to be knocked down at the 37-yard line by, I believe it was Reppley. He got one hand on him. Helping out Kenny Schmiedel, helping out Greg Holmes. A big play as it goes back to the 37-yard line, where it'll be 4th down and long. And now, what do you think Gus Edwards is saying right now with 2:16 and the clock is running? They've made good 2 big 3 third down plays in the 4th down play, and Trumbull will take timeout. Jimmy?
Right, this is the big one. The whole game boils down right to this play, I think, Paul, and Danbury has to stop them on this one. They needed a big play. They came up with it that time on the sack of the quarterback.
Yep, first time they got to him on a busted play, but they got to him. 2:11 remaining in the ball game. Trumbull has taken timeout. And let's see where they've got to go to the 23-yard line, so they've got 4th about 14 yards. They've made good on every 3rd down situation. They were back earlier on the 23-yard line with 3rd and 7, and they made it good. They made it earlier with 4th and 4, and they made it good. Then they got the touchdown on the pass. But now it may, as Jim Dingy said, all center around this play with 4th and 14 for Trumbull on the Danbury 37-yard line.
Talk about tension. You can cut it with a knife right now, and that's been said often in many a football game, but no more true than right at this moment.
Trumbull with so much at stake. Danbury with the championship at stake, and Trumbull, of course, with the #1 rating, and the FCIAC championship, and the chance to go against Fitch or another team. Ron Gorton has come on. Let's see what will be 4th and 14. Trumbull. Dempsey fades. Dempsey throws. It is going to be intercepted by Danbury. Intercepted by Morrell at the 25-yard line. His knee hit immediately as he made the interception. Pressure was put on. The man for whom it was intended was number 82, Larry McElroy. And Morrell got between him. His knee hit as quickly as he got the ball, and that puts it at the 25-yard line with 2 minutes. Whew.
Boy, I'll tell you, Paul, before that play went off, I heard this thump, 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 and then I realized that was my heart beating right in my earphones.
I got news for you. It wasn't yours. Well, I don't know how many times out Trumbull has left. Danbury's got to run 2:05. They've got to make, very likely, at least 1 first down without making a mistake. Mikelek, flag on the play. Mikelek gets a yard to the 26-yard line. Danbury was going to be called for illegal procedure. Clock stayed at 2:01.
Procedure against Danbury. They only picked up about a half a yard, so they're liable to take the play.
Yeah.
Hey, if this goes down to the point where Danbury has to kick another time, this wind could play a factor in the game, too, because it's blowing briskly from left to right. Danbury would be kicking with the wind if they had to punt.
Okay, we have a penalty declined. It is second down, 10 yards to go. They picked up about a half a yard, actually. Bruce Macklek on the keep. Danbury cannot afford a mistake. They've got 1:55, and the clock is running. Second down, about 10 yards to go. Bruce Macklek under Otto, taking as much time as he can. And now let's see what happens. We may have an offside if Danbury's not guilty of procedure. Richie Green carries the ball back to the line of scrimmage. Is it going to be procedure or offside? Makes a big difference. Makes a big difference. It's against, Kenny Spiegel says it's against Trumbull.
Oh, right, it is.
5 yards. We'll make it second down and 5 yards to go. And we have 1:47. Greg Holmes will get the option, and I don't think he has to go back to grammar school to know what decision he's going to make here. Richie Green picked up about a yard. The penalty will give them 5. It'll be second down and 5 yards to go. If the Danbury can pick up 5 yards on 2 hits, they could run the clock. They've got 1:47 right now. Danbury trying to protect a 10-6 lead. The offside was against an eager Trumbull defensive team which wants to get the football. The clock continues to run right now at 1:43 and running. Will take time out.
Just a reminder of all the action.
Well, Danbury's not made good on the third down play here in the second half, and if they've ever wanted, they've got a long one right now. They got 3rd and 6. Trumbull quickly called timeout, and so unless Danbury can get 6 here, 6 yards that is, Trumbull will get the football back with about a minute. So of course the clock will not start again now until the snap. And let's see what Gus Edwards will call. He's got his ball club at his own 29-yard line. It is second down and 6 yards to go. Anxious moments as Danbury tries to protect the 10-6 lead for the FCX championship. Mike Stone is a slot back right. Macklek to Green. Green, flag on the play. Gets a couple of yards. He does not get enough for the first down, and let's see what the call is. And against Danbury, I believe, it's to be declined. Danbury offside. The penalty will be declined. We're down to 1:17. Now the clock should start as soon as they step off from the football. They're carrying on a long conversation with number 50, Kevin Collins. He's giving his other ball club a chance to get out there. So once again, the pressure will be on Danbury's defense. They'll have to get a lot of pressure right now on the snapper. Hanzado, the kicker, Doug Elliott. Let's see if they try to put on a block. Good snap back. Gets his kick away. Not a good kick, but it gets a Danbury bounce. And Anderson is knocked down. Tries to get up and run. George Sanders is hit at the 38-yard line with 1 minute remaining in the ball game. Fellas, ladies and gentlemen, good people. Actually, Dougie did not get all of that ball. He got a pretty good bounce, but he did not get all of it because he's got a strong wind at his back, and had he kicked it deep, they'd have been a lot better off. But of course, with 1 minute remaining, now almost assuredly, Dempsey will have to put the ball in the air. He fades, he looks, he throws, and it is almost intercepted, deflected by a Danbury man, and Iasagna says no interception. Kenny Baxter. And behind Kenny Baxter, Gary Welch tried to get to the football. So it's an incompleted forward pass. Second down and 10 yards to go, and 55 seconds remain in the game. 55 seconds away from the championship for one of these two teams. Dempsey wasting little time. Dempsey fades. Dempsey throws downfield. Nobody around the ball. He had to throw the football. Great pressure put on by Kenny Schmiedel.
And nobody downfield at all.
No, sir. There was a man within 30 yards. There wasn't a man out for the pass. It's third down and 10 yards to go. 49 seconds to go. The ball at the Danbury 39-yard line.
Look at Gus Edwards throw those signals out for defense.
2 more downs they must hold in this sequence without allowing a score, and they'll be able to run the clock. Danbury 10, Trumbull 6. George Sanders has come on, and going out is Bob Harvey.
He's got pretty good speed, Paul, so watch out for this guy in the bomb right here. Coming out of the backfield.
Dempsey has a lot of time. Throws downfield. That's going to be over everybody's head. It'll be 4th down. And good people,
It was intended for Sanders.
we don't have to tell you what depends on this play. It is 42 seconds to go. More importantly, for Trumbull, it's 4th and 10. It is Danbury 10 and Trumbull 6. 4th and 10. The FCX championship may very well rest on this play. It may and it may not. Harvey comes back in and Sanders goes back out. 4th and 10. Trumbull at the Trumbull 39-yard line. Dempsey had time to throw. Here's the draw. And a hit, and Danbury will get the football. And the man who made it appropriately was Greg Holmes, big number 73 on the draw. They went to Gallardi, no flag, and with 36 seconds remaining, Danbury now knows that they have just about cinched it, as Bruce Michael will go down 4 times if he has to. Trumbull unable to convert with 4 downs here, and Danbury will take over at the Trumbull 46-yard line with 36 seconds, and the crowd starts to file out. And a Danbury defensive team, which got them here in the first place, could, unless they make some miraculous mishap here. Here's Dyke down immediately to kill the play. Mike is down immediately. He hits his knee down to kill the play. Richie Green is pointing to the official that he's killing that play, and they want him to see that. He hit his knee down immediately, lost 2 yards. It's going to be 23 seconds to go. Bruce Michael will hit his knee down immediately and then back off the play.
Clock is moving with 16.
Well, I'll tell you, this Edwards has got to be some kind of easy. He's got so much emotion that he's not showing right now. 10 seconds to go. Danbury is going to win it. No, Sir Trumbull will call timeout.
Not only do they win the Fairfield County Conference, but also beating the #1 ranked team in the state, which has to be the big thing.
Which could go on to become the Double L champion.
Right.
Oh, I'll tell you, if I was a member of that team, they're all raising their fingers down there right now, the Danbury team. They're #1 in their own minds, and they're #1 in my minds, too. You beat #1, and you become #1 as far as I'm concerned.
If only we could be heard in New Haven to tell the New Haven Register this team did not get 1 vote in the top 10.
All year.
They had not got 1 vote for the top 10, and here they are beating the #1 team in the state. So I'd like to say a little word about polls.
Especially voting for teams that you never see play.
11 men voting for the #1 team, and nobody, not one person, cast a vote for the Danbury team in the top 10. Here we go at the 49-yard line. With 10 seconds to go, Bruce Michael will kill the play. And now Trumbull trying to steal the football. And now there's a lot of fisticuffs going on down below. And now we have a lot of, this is what I hate to see happen. Now they've really gone wild on the field as the clock is down to 10 seconds. Trumbull tried to come after the football, and heck is broken loose on the field. As Trumbull came in, men are fighting all over the football field, and what a horrible sight after a hard, grueling football game.
Well, I'll tell you, Paul, Trumbull may have been good winners all through the season, but they can't take a loss, and that's just been proven right here.
They just came barreling in to try to get the football before it was snapped. Now it's all been broken up. Jerry McDougal is taking his team across the way. Gus Edwards wants his team to come back onto the bench. He says, get off the field.
They didn't run any time off on the clock at all, Paul.
No, the ball has never snapped. Actually, that ball is live once it started to snap, but he never snapped the ball. So let's see what they do with the football. Trumbull saying they have the football. Crowley was out there. Dr. Stinton. Man, there were people swinging all over the field. And I tell you, I don't want to get Gus Edwards this way. There's Leroy Vaughn down there talking to Gus Edwards.
Both teams have gone to the sidelines right now with 10 seconds left. It's really a shame that this has to happen, but, well, it's tough. It's tough.
You could see it coming. When it's a real hard-fought ball game like this, I think it gets down to the end. It's more frustration than anything else.
Right? Yep. Exactly. Carmen Dashus, the FCI commissioner, is out there.
They may very well. We'll wait and see. It's 10 seconds unofficially on the clock. We say unofficial because while the scoreboard clock is official, we still don't know who they're giving the football to. Carm Tosh is now talking to Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards is out. I don't believe the ball was ever snapped, so... Gus is trying to indicate that his quarterback is trying to get the ball and hit his knee.
Yeah, right.
I think they're trying to say 8 seconds remain. That's what it is. 8 seconds remain.
That's what they put on the clock.
I think Danbury still got possession. Trumbull was indicating they got to the football, that they knocked the center away from the football, but I think it's live only after he snaps the ball or starts to snap it. So, the way Danbury's acting, we would think that they're giving the football to Trumbull. But there's a penalty against the defensive team because the ball is back at the 40-yard line. And Gus is unhappy, so I would get the impression that they're going to give the ball to Trumbull. But how can they give the ball to Trumbull and penalize him unless they say the infraction took place after the recovery? The ball was never snapped. And you can't separate the center from the football until there's been a snap.
They've got both coaches out there right now explaining to them, along with the Fairfield County Conference Commissioner.
Oh, this is a heartbreaking situation right now. With 8 seconds to go on the clock, they may be taking the ball away from Danbury, but they've got the penalty, so the penalty would occur after the play. Ed Crowley, the athletic director, is out there as Gus Edwards is talking with Carmen Tashes. I get the impression that the ball has been given over to Trumbull, and that Trumbull was penalized after the play.
Someone just brought an interesting note. Wasn't it in the pros? Mark Schmiedel, as a matter of fact, from the Newsdowns was asking, didn't George Allen try that once to steal the ball away from the center?
Right. But I think that he has to start the snap. I'm not sure about that, but I think he has to start the snap before you can hit him.
Right.
They're going to rule offside, apparently is what they call it, but I just don't know how they can... Gus is unhappy, so apparently I get the impression they're indicating the foul is against, or that the ball does not belong to Danbury. With 8 seconds remaining, I know that those of you up in Danbury are holding onto your fingertips right now, but we can't tell you any more than we can because there's all kinds of people all over the field. Ed Crowley's out there with Gus Edwards. He wants his team back out on the field. We'll see now who gets the football.
Defensive team is going out there, Paul. The defensive unit is going out there. Bruce Michaelak is still on the near side. They're going to get the ball to Trumbull.
Yes, sir. Trumbull gets the football. And they've been penalized apparently for a personal foul apparently after the play. So here with 8 seconds to go, Trumbull gets the football back.
And they've got a sleeper, and Dougie Elliott spotted him way over on the
Here's
far
the pass
side.
downfield. And it's broken up by Richie Green with 2 seconds remaining on the scoreboard clock. So Danbury's going to have to win the ball game twice, good people, because they gave the football to Trumbull. Procedure against Trumbull.
They call the same thing. They have the lonely end way out
Right.
there in Sanders, and Dougie Elliott spotted him and ran over, but apparently he moved when Dougie spotted him, and he was illegally in motion.
Now this has got to be the last play of the game. They're going to step off 5 yards. Now the ball goes back to the 40-yard line. This will be the last play of the game with 2 seconds. So Danbury's going to have to win it twice. Trumbull separated Danbury from the football, then drew a personal foul penalty apparently after a play. They retained possession, were penalized back to their own 40. Here's the last play of the game. Danbury's got to protect a 10-6 lead on the last play of the game. Dempsey fades. Dempsey looks. Dempsey throws incomplete, and it should be over. It is all over, and Danbury has won it.
How about
They
that?
had to win it twice, anticlimactic, but they won it. And Gus Edwards is out there right now being congratulated by Trumbull.
And both teams are going to be shaking hands, Paul,
Right.
which is one sign. I think a credit
Well,
to both coaches. Because Jerry McDougal was talking to his men, and Gus was talking to his men, and they're out there now shaking hands with each other and congratulating each other on a real tough, hard-fought ball game.
And I think that little skirmish we saw happened in the heat of battle, and as I said, emotions just get carried away. I know mine did, too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Trumbull and Danbury meeting for the FCIAC championship. Danbury got 10 points in the first 2 minutes. And hold on. And if you ask Gus Edwards who he'll give credit to, he's going to give credit to his defense. They won it with Richie Green going 69 yards, but the defense had to hold on here in the second half to protect a 10-0 lead, then a 10-6 lead. Trumbull will undoubtedly fall from number 1 on the rankings. They will undoubtedly, however, be the double L representative in the postseason championship game. The trophy is being presented downstairs, and it shall be bedlam in the Danbury locker room in just a little bit. And we'll say again, Danbury played the ball game without their downfield receiver and good defensive back, Ralph Baldelli, declared ineligible this week for this ball game. And they won it, and this got to make Ralph very, very happy.
Let's recap the score.